There's power in silence, in stillness, in the space between stimulus and response. We live in a world that constantly demands reactions from us. Quick, sharp, emotional responses. But what if the most powerful thing we can do is nothing? What if true strength lies not in reacting, but in the wisdom of not reacting at all? The power of not reacting isn't about avoidance or suppression. It's about choosing how to respond with intention, not out of impulse. It's about reclaiming control over our emotional responses, and in doing so, becoming truly free. The nature of reaction is instinctual. It's automatic. We feel, we think, and we act, often without thinking. Our emotions rise, and our natural inclination is to respond immediately, to engage, to defend. It's easy to become lost in this cycle, to mistake our immediate impulses for truth. But here's where the wisdom lies. Reacting is not the same as responding. A reaction is a knee-jerk response, driven by past conditioning, fears, or desires. It's a response rooted in the unconscious. But a true response, that's something entirely different. A true response comes from a place of clarity and presence. It's a choice, not a reflex. In every moment of discomfort or tension, there is a space between what happens to us and how we choose to engage with it. It's a brief moment, but in that space, we hold the key to our freedom. In the pause, there's wisdom. In the pause, we find the clarity to act from a place of inner strength, not from fear or external pressure. The more we cultivate this space, the more we realize that we are not our reactions. We are the space in between. The power of not reacting is closely tied to detachment. Not detachment in the sense of not caring, but detachment from the belief that everything requires a response. When we detach from the need to constantly react, we create space for deeper understanding, for better decision-making. And the more detached we become, the more we realize that our inner peace is not dependent on the chaos around us. In life, there are countless things outside of our control. Other people's actions, situations we can't change, outcomes we can't predict. The only thing within our true control is how we choose to respond. Mastery over the self begins with mastery over our reactions. When we stop reacting out of habit or emotion, we stop being slaves to external circumstances. We become the creators of our own peace. So how do we practice the power of not reacting? It starts with awareness. Awareness of our triggers, our patterns, and our emotions. Every time we feel that surge to react, we pause. We breathe. We acknowledge the feeling, but we don't let it dictate our next move. Over time, the space between stimulus and response grows, and in that space, we find our true power. Imagine what it would be like to live from this place of inner stillness, to not be constantly pushed and pulled by external forces. The freedom of non-reaction is the freedom to choose your peace, to be unaffected by the storms around you, to act with purpose rather than impulse. It doesn't mean we stop caring or stop engaging with the world. It means we choose how we engage. We choose the energy we bring, and we choose the way we respond, not from a place of fear or reaction, but from a place of wisdom, clarity, and peace. The power of not reacting is not a retreat from life. It's a return to yourself. It's about embracing the moments of stillness and understanding that true power comes not from reacting to everything around us, but from choosing how we show up in the world. In that choice, we find freedom. In that freedom, we find peace. And in that peace, we unlock the greatest power of all, the power to truly live.